Right, it that really bad. Stayed stable as you like. What? For the price they are charging for this rather beautiful looking golf club, I honestly think I would accept it being mediocre. But when I've tested it, I can honestly say, there we go, that is absolutely unbelievable for the price. This is a ridiculous priced golf club introducing the brand new Macgregor V Max driving iron, and I think I'm saying this right, for less than £70. That's the cat amongst the pigeons. And I'm by no means trying to say here that golf clubs should all be this price. But when you look at how this golf club performs, I've already been in the studio with this Macgregor V Max driving iron, and I've already tested the irons, the driver and the hybrid as well, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see that. How this club performs for how much Macgregor are charging for it is nothing shy of a miracle, and how good it looks for what they are charging for it just adds to the mystery of that miracle. Now, I'm aware that this might divide opinion, but realistically, what more do you want from a driving iron than this? It looks nice and forgiving, it's a lovely colour, it has plenty of shelf appeal, although shelf appeal isn't going to do it any good because you have to buy these clubs online. I actually saw these advertised on Facebook Marketplace, and to be honest, that's exactly how I wanted this video to start, because I've absolutely ripped that. Lovely turf interaction, it feels fantastic, and we are going to talk numbers because, as I said, I've hit this already in the studio, and look where that first shot's finished. If you're struggling off the tee and you just want a club that can put you there straight down the fairway, could this be the answer for $69.99? Now, golf clubs are too expensive, we all know that. I was making a little bit of a joke earlier that they all shouldn't be this price. I don't think they realistically could because of how much other brands spend on marketing, on R&D and everything else. But there aren't many bigger golf brands than Macgregor, especially if you hark back to a couple of years ago. Macgregor was used by some of the world's best players. Now we have a hybrid, or a driving iron should I say, for $69.99. The driver is £150, the irons are £250, and you can pretty much get a really good set for a phenomenal fee and a bag. So if Macgregor can do it, why can't the other big brands do it? And this is the sexiest club in the lineup by far. And it's probably one of the most forgiving as well. I actually hit that quite heavy, and that's up there with the first shot. Now, who is this club for? Because if you think about beginners and you think about what goes in a beginner's bag, generally you don't have driving irons. But then you look at this driving iron, you look at its hollow body design, you look at just how wide that golf club is, how far back the centre of gravity is. It's basically a hybrid, isn't it? You look at the gorgeous face on there, and it's got a little bit of offset on there, but not too much. I think this club could surprise a lot of people if they were willing to take a punt on it. And for £70, let's be fair, would you lose much if you tried to sell it afterwards? Who's going to offer you less than 70 quid for that, especially if it's brand new? Now, the components aren't really premium components. Macgregor might claim they are. There is their own shaft and their own grip combination. That's probably one of the only downsides I can realistically give with this club. But looking at the head, it reminds me very much of the old Nike driving irons, and I could have this in the bag, to be honest. If I put a better shaft in here, I could certainly think about putting this in the bag. You've seen a couple of nice high ones, that was a nice low, that's gone miles. That's actually gone in the bunker that usually you can't reach. Let's talk a few numbers and get back out here on the course. And the really interesting thing here is you would be forgiven for thinking that for £69.99 of the King's English pence, this thing would be a pile of rubbish. A lot of the other clubs don't look that premium, but then they're not. The driver's £150, the 3-wood is sub £150. It might be sub £100. For £70, what can you get brand new nowadays with a brand that holds as much clout as Macgregor? Some of the world's best players used to use Macgregor golf clubs. I actually think this looks really good. It harks back to the Nike VR days for me. Do you remember those, Bobby? Yeah, it really does look that good. I typed in Macgregor V on Google to see how much it was, and Macgregor V Diaz came up, and I saw some awful fighting. I'm not a fighting man, Bobby, am I? So I'm more of a golfer actually. But so if this can go, let's think it's a 4-iron replacement, 4-iron driving iron. If this can go 200 yards consistently, remain on the grid for 70 quid, I think most people should be trying it. The grip feels nice and premium. The shaft is their own dynamic launch technology. It's a regular flex because that's what it comes in. But I don't think it's a bad shaft realistically. It's graphite, it's not steel, so it's going to give you a little bit more kick. The head shape looks delightful. It really does. First one's gone a little bit left. It's going to carry well over 200 this though. Go on, keep going. It's carried 210, 220 total. Plenty of spin on there. The shaft felt a little bit soft, that's why it's maybe gone left, and I always say my bad shot is a little bit left as well. So realistically not too bad. Spinning at 4.5, can we control this and get it down there? I've hit that so good. Like they're all going to cluster up that left side, I know they are, because it just kicks a little bit too early for me. That's carried 214, it's going 226 total. For £70, you probably can't even go and have a good night out, can you, Bobby? Well, you definitely, the places you go, you definitely can't, but it's consistent, if nothing else, looking at those ball flights. There we go, I've tried to square that face up a little bit more. It's going to carry over 200 again, it's still climbing. 210 carry, 220 total. And the big thing what we're getting here is consistency. I hit that last one quite badly. The middle one was the best strike so far, and the numbers were pretty consistent. You can see I've just tried to square it up a little bit more. Can we play it down? Because obviously when we're out on the golf course, it's nice to see how versatile these are. That's probably where I take more umbrage into where the ball's going as well. Here I'm looking at numbers mainly. If it goes a little bit left on the launch monitor, I'm not overly bothered. But out on the golf course, that's why I do inside-outside reviews, so we can get the best of both worlds. Right, I've hit that really bad. I've literally hit that out of this little red thing here, groove, a lot of people would know it as. 196, 205 total. Look at this here. Stayed stable as you like, both top to bottom and flexing across the face. Can we just get one, just chasing? There we go. There we go. For 70 quid, just be a better golfer. Because that is absolutely unbelievable for the price. Even Golfson agrees. How good was that? And you might start to see here just why I'm so excited about not only this Mizuno, I was going to say, about not only this Macgregor VMAX Speed driving iron, but the whole range, the driver, the irons, the wedges, the fairway woods. The fairway wood could well be the ugliest golf club I've ever seen, but it's going to do a job. And if a golf club does a job, what more do you really want from it? Yes, I did just nearly crash into the bush. Okay, I did crash into the bush. And you can see where these shots are finished. This was the one that I got a little bit duffy, still nicely in the fairway and a little bit behind that first shot we hit, which was a lovely strike. The final ball actually made it into that bunker, which usually you can't reach with a 4-iron or with a hybrid or with anything like that. Let's hit a couple more. I'm so excited about this range of clubs. Not for me, not for people. My dad would love them. My dad would absolutely love them. He really would. And they're not just for, that's what I mean, they're not for beginners. They're not for people who need to get cheap clubs. They're for people who like a deal and people who want forgiving golf clubs on a budget. I think I broke my hand nearly when I was in the bush. And you see, I honestly think if I said to somebody who didn't know just how much this golf club cost, look, I've got a new Macgregor driving iron, what do you think? They'd look at it and go, you know what, there's no adjustability on it, so that's probably a little bit of a cross in the box. The shaft, you know what, the shaft's got some nice kind of lyrics on it or some nice vinyl on it, so you might think it's a really, really good shaft. It's got their own Macgregor grip on it. The head looks good, it's been hit a couple of times, it's not marked up. I don't know, 100, 150, even 100, you would think, you know what, how can we get that for 100? And then you see the actual price, and it beggars belief that they can send these clubs out here at this price. And then you hit it, and it's like, right, I've hit that really bad. Stayed stable as you like. What? Because so often when golf brands do start making these budget sets or these more affordable sets, I always think to Tacoma. Tacoma, what they do incredibly well. They make fantastic irons and they make them affordable. They make them £500 a set. The driving iron, the 101U, they make it really, really well. It's £150, just a little bit under. It's affordable, it's great. $69.99. Like, where do you get off charging that, and how do you make any money? I honestly don't know. Whether or not Macgregor have done this to kind of jump back into the market, leapfrogging, make a little bit of a shout and a dance, who knows? But what I will say is, if you missed a boat on this, you might be a bit annoyed, because I'm sure these will go quite quick. I've hit that so bad and watch that run down the fairway. That's me trying to talk mid-swing and really, really struggling. But as you saw with the numbers, performs as good as you could ever hope. Let's try for a better one. The shaft actually felt a little bit whippy that time when I hit it. Wow. That makes up for it, doesn't it? It glides through the turf. I like taking a bit of a divot. On this hole, I generally aim at that bunker with a club like this. And that is, well, pretty much, as you can see, at the bunker. The first shot we hit is down the right side. That wasn't the best strike. Forgiveness-wise, there's no getting round. You're probably going to lose a little bit of ball speed if you miss-hit it, especially if you miss-hit it as bad as I just did. But when you can hit that nice controlled draw shot, what more am I asking for? Can I play that like really nice low? Oh yeah, that's round the corner and that's miles as well. Guys, get in the comments below, what do you think to this Macgregor VMAX Speed driving iron? For me, this is a massive turning point in the golfing world, because if we can get one of these for $69.99 brand new, this is going to properly put the cat amongst the pigeons. See you tomorrow. Bye.